Hi everyone, my name is Meena Murappan. I'm Director for Product Strategy and Innovation here at Organo. And today we are going to be talking about our upcoming project, which is on our drawing boards right now. It's called Organo Ibrahimpalle. This is our new eco-habitat, which is about 50 acres and 200 homes. And what is really special about it is that this is going to be an exploration in a new building typology. Typically, all Organo homes have been extroverted homes, which means that the home is designed to kind of pull you out into the landscape, into the outdoors. But now in Ibrahimpalle, not only are we doing that, we're also kind of bringing the garden right to the heart of the home. So when we're talking about the whole design, I'll be jumping more details into that. But before we do that, let's look at the community itself. Organo Ibrahimpalle is near a little village called Ibrahimpalle, about 50 minutes from Gachibowli. So currently, we have a lovely 33-acre parcel with the entry from the northeast. And you're coming to a scenic ride that brings you to the central vehicular spine, on either side of which is where the parking is limited. From the parking, you'll be walking down these pedestrian streets and you will come into our cluster of homes. Now these homes are not aligned on straight, very urban front streets, but much more softer. And we do that by staggering the streetscape itself so that there is a visual play and an experiential play as you walk down the street. And between the cluster of homes, what we have are these beautiful oak forests. In addition to that, we also have a strong boundary plantation. And this boundary plantation does several things. One is, of course, it is a beautiful visual break, but it also tends to keep dust from coming through. It's also called part of the oxygen lung that we are creating around the community. And right in the heart of the community is where we have this beautiful social node. And then tying all of these, not only do you have these pedestrian vidis, but you also have forest trails and farm trails that take you and connect you through the entire community. It becomes a beautiful walking or cycling experience because you're walking amongst trees, shrubs, ground cover that tend to change as seasons change. So every day is new and every day feels fresh. Right at the heart of the community, we have a big social node. It's the Ibrahimpalle Urban Hive. And here the public programs are to bring families together, to kind of create a public space that not only is activity, wellness and fitness focused, but also the built and the unbuilt environment within that. The boundaries and the borders are perforated. So you do see a play of volume, a play of nature, of course during daylight, play of light and shade. And that entire structure is to be shaded by this canopy of solar trees. And so solar production also happens. We have, the dining is a very, very strong social experience when it's shared. So the dining, the kitchen, the banquet, the party lawn. The other, of course, is the fitness side, whether it is spa, your gym, your pool. So you're actively engaged in either it's recreational sport. The other is to organize these public spaces into an outdoor-indoor space. So where it needs to be rain protected, it is. Where it needs to be open and more inviting of fresh air and sunlight and plants, it allows that too. In Ibrahimpalle, a couple of things that we've pushed aside from the neighborhood organization is also how do we extract additional value by layering land use. What do I mean by that? For instance, this little parcel of land, we have multiple uses happening. Right at the base, you have a water collection system. You also have a little further away, sewage treatment plant, which is an eco plant. Above, you have a goshala for our safe food systems. And further above, you have the solar power generation happening as well. We've done the same in the clubhouse spaces. not only is it layering, but it's also used for cutting heat gain and to reduce heat islands within the community. Organo communities stand for, and I think Ibrahimpalle is a good example of that, is that we are building consumer communities. So, which means we produce and then we consume. So you produce energy and then consume it. You capture rainwater and then consume it, be it for farming or be it for domestic use. You produce food and fruits and then consume it. You produce fresh air through afforestation and then consume it. So what you're creating is this producer-consumer community, but a layer above that, which is our collective responsibility, is actually to look at demand reduction. Can we reduce the demand that we have as humans on resources by being responsible consumers of those resources? So in energy demand reduction, what are we trying to do? We're saying, how do we engineer the building or engineer the neighborhood so that our energy consumption can be reduced? Few strategies that we are exploring in Ibrahimpalle include, for instance, even selection of landscaping species to be hardy, to be local, so that the amount of water required for the upkeep of landscaping is optimized. At home, how do we design so that you're not using far more than you need for your own home occupation, while yet ensuring that there is enough moisture and circulation to keep the comfort within the home maintained at 26 degrees or lesser. So there are multiple strategies at Studio that we are exploring in terms of energy demand reduction, water demand reduction, and of course food production as well as fresh air production. The starting point of our design is always the family. Be it a young family with young children or teenage children, or a joint family with parents living with them. Everything that we look at starts with the family. And in this case, during our user research, we identified a particular kind of family, which is a very typical urban family. However, they are looking for a rural solution. And what do I mean by that? They are looking for a place where their home is comfortably large or aptly designed for them. The other thing they're looking for is a neighborhood where they can walk, enjoy companionships, make new friendships. And the third, of course, being closer to nature. This is a family that has built itself over decades, and they've not only have they built their family, they've also built their wealth, and now have come to a place in their life where things are good, and they would like to see elements of some joy that they had in their childhood be brought back to their middle age and then further into their senior stages of life over the next 2 or 3 decades. So this family is what we are calling the steady striver. So if I were to give you an example of the steady striver family, these are children of the 80s. They grew up watching Doordarshan. In the 90s, they were the first adopters of education in computer science. Many of them have been highly successful. They were early adopters of technology. They may have made choices in life which took them to other countries, be it for education, for their master's degree, or work. They aim for, anchoring in cultural roots. They're very highly contributing back. They're often, either business leaders or business owners, and both members of their family might be actively contributing either through work or through social activities and social impact activities as well. So what they're looking at right now is not necessarily a home that they grew up in, but a home that they want to grow old in, and something that kind of gives them the things that they enjoyed as a kid. The steady striver family, by putting them right in the center and looking at them empathetically, we were able to look at the master plan in a certain way, which influences the neighborhood design. Then look very clearly at the home itself. What is it that they want? How will they use it? How do they occupy? How do we make it comfortable? How do we do all of this while lowering the impact on the planet in terms of material usage or energy usage or water usage? And third, the services that they will need, be it housekeeping, be it gardening support, be it deep cleaning support. So crafting services. And of course, other more important thing is the mix of social amenities. I think this was something that we were looking at. If you put the family in the center, Your design gets influenced by who they are, how they live, what they need, and what they aspire to be. And now we come to the most joyful part of this design exploration, and I can tell you we absolutely enjoyed working on this design. As a designer, sometimes you know that this home has really come together well. And the reason I say that is because of the simplicity and the elegance of the solution, and also the volumetric experience of the idea. So the home is fairly straightforward. It's a rectangular plot. If it's an east-facing home, you have a portal, a small main door that opens up into this large single volume space. And what do I mean by it? You enter into this lovely living room, which is almost a floor and a half in height, and that opens out into this large courtyard right in the middle. So this is what I'm saying is the garden inside the home, because we've not treated it like a room or a side of a room. This is the heart of your home. And what that means is everything overlooks this, and this kind of interacts with every other room in the house. And towards the end over here, we have another drawing room, which can be more like a family room or a private, like a much more informal experience of the home. On this side over here, we have the dining and kitchen, and just outside the kitchen is your dry kitchen and your utility. In the southwest corner, we have a lovely bedroom with a dresser and a bathroom. A small staircase, and that stairs brings us to this floor above, where we land in this bridge that wraps around the southeast block of bedrooms as well as the southwest. And over here, we have 2 bedrooms. This can be a home office as well, with its walk-in wardrobe or closet space and a toilet. And another bedroom with a dresser and a bathroom. What that means is this whole space, as well as the courtyard below, are all these large double height volumes. And what is beautiful and something that we're really keen about is having an indoor garden also means that we have the opportunity to bring light as well as fresh air and maybe even the rains in. The courtyard home is a very nostalgic memory for a lot of urban families. A lot of our grandparents used to live where we walked hand in hand with nature and used it to our advantage. Captured rainwater, used the courtyard to cool our homes, allowed not just human use but also plant use inside the home, and then by seasons use it to change differently. What do I mean by that? The same courtyard might be used to dry vadiyalu one time, might be used to have a whole family sleeping there during a family event. It really depends. That same single square footage is used for so many different things. And here again, the layering of use, is just demonstrates over and over again that we can really reuse square footage. We can use that same square footage for multiple uses, making these large volume spaces as multitasking spaces. And I think one of the reasons initially I said this was a beautiful home, the reason is that it came together very quickly. The home is elegant, simple, references our courtyard homes from before, but actually brings it much forward into this century and then takes it like how these steady strivers are, that, it's technology forward, it is absolutely adaptive of new lifestyle, but actually anchors its design and its functionality to what is very core Indian living experience. So that is Organo Ibrahimpalle courtyard homes.